Well. Welcome back, everyone. Hope that you guys are doing well, having a nice day out there. Whatever you may be doing. You might be inside from the garden pulling some weeds. You may be inside from outside blowing away some fallen leaves that have covered your lawn, and you need to get rid of those before it kills your grass before summer. I'm not speaking to myself. I'm just talking it out. Today we're going to listen to the Afghan Whigs. We're going to listen to this track, the final track on this album, Brother Woodrow / Closing Prayer. This is off of their album Gentlemen, which was released in 1993, their fourth studio album. I've never heard of the band, but we're going to give them a listen, give them a whirl. This track being recommended and sponsored by Eric. Eric, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you for the suggestion as well. I do see that the band has been mentioned previously by the likes of Cool Bob, RGRG, Liberals Are Poop, okay, Bob's YN, FYR, and Mama G. So thank you guys as well for the suggestion. I've never heard of the band, like I said, but this will be our first exposure. I guess I should pull up the album. That'd probably be a good thing to do. We got it pulled up. Got the album. It's the final track here. And let's go.
Brother Woodrow, lead us in the closing prayer.
Slapping the skin. Some Mellotron back there too. That mellotron sounds good. Okay. That was a cool track on its own, and you can clearly hear why this would be the final track on the album. I mean, it sounds like closure, and it's an instrumental. I mean, it's entitled Brother Woodrow / Closing Prayer, and it just sounds like their way of sending it off to the end and saying amen at the end. I love the inclusion of, well, I said violin, but it was cello in here. Cello performed by Barb Hunter, and then you got mellotron that's also featured, Harold Chichester, handling that, and piano. And this, you know what this reminded me of? Do you remember several months back we listened to The Tea Party and how they have this kind of cool combination of mixture of, like, I don't know, alt rock and grunge and whatever their sound mix of like different Eastern sensibilities. While not a one-to-one, I kind of got something somewhat similar in here. Some of the way that the guitar is being performed, guitar being played by Rick McCollum, kind of hit those sitar note bends and that kind of melody that it would play. And I would say that there was absolutely 100% an Eastern influence in here. So you get that nice, coming together of Eastern and Western music, something traditional, something modern for the time. And I think that worked really nicely here. And especially with Harold playing the piano, which lightens things up in certain moments, and the mellotron that came in, which perfectly hits along the same stride as that cello, both kind of one being actual string instrument, the other emulating strings with the mellotron. And that just makes this whole thing a really kind of small listen, because it's just a closing instrumental piece, but it gives it a little bit of an expansive breadth to it that I think is really pleasurable. And the guitar playing, this kind of frayed chorus there, especially near the end, kind of a little bit more grungy and somber before that. But it does have a really nice feeling of closure. Now, out of curiosity, I'm not going to play the whole song, but I'm just curious as to, I don't know anything about the rest of the band or the rest of their songs. So the previous track on this album, I Keep Coming Back. I'm skipping it up. So it's still kind of slowed down here. They got a nice sound. That's a cool sound they got. And see, like, this guitar perfectly moves into Brother Woodrow, the final track.
Brother Woodrow, lead us in the closing prayer.
Lead us in prayer. And then it grows from there. And then the violin. So I really like how that final chord from the previous track, that guitar kind of carries that line of distortion into this one. And then you get that little vocal intro, and then the violin comes in and it kind of grows and expands from there. I like that. That's kind of cool. And that track, I Keep Coming Back, had kind of an interesting sound. It's kind of interesting. All right, let's not stray too far from where we are. But I like that. So like now I'm just curious. Hear me out. I'm just playing a brief snippet of another song. The singing in here kind of reminds me. Oh, what's that other band from this same era? Okay. I don't know. I'm just clicking through some of their songs. They kind of sound a little reminiscent of like Smashing Pumpkins to me. There's a certain atmosphere that they hit that it kind of hits like it's sitting at the same table. They're at the same table, perhaps. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the track, of course, in the comments down below. I appreciate it. Eric, thank you so much for the support and the suggestion. I enjoyed that. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Swing on by, back again tomorrow. And I'll see you a lot later. Bye, guys.